Sami woke up to the faint light of dawn seeping through his window. The birds were already singing, and the world outside felt alive. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of yesterday's regrets pressing down on him. His Quran rested on the desk, untouched. His prayer mat rolled up in the corner, waiting patiently for him. In his mind, the Nafs began its quiet work. Stay a little longer, you'll start after one scroll, after a little comfort. Sami knew he should rise. He knew the reward and peace of prayer. But his blanket felt warm and soft, and his pillow. His pillow seemed to whisper back, rest a little more. For years, this had been his morning. Ritual, intention, temptation, delay, and eventual regret. He hated himself for it, but he also felt trapped. As if the struggle wasn't just his nafs, it was him against himself. He wondered, why did doing what's right feel so heavy? Why did the path to Allah feel like a mountain he could never climb? Yet, deep inside, a small part of him still hoped. Hoped that one day he would master this internal war, one morning at a time. Every morning he lost was a day he wished he had reclaimed. Every prayer he delayed added a shadow to his heart. Every scroll, every distraction, every fleeting pleasure whispered the same lie, you're too tired. You'll start tomorrow. And tomorrow came, and tomorrow repeated the same battle. Sami felt weak, ashamed, and trapped in a cycle he didn't know how to break. One day, after weeks of guilt and half-hearted attempts, Sami sat quietly on his prayer mat. Not to ask for reward or recognition, not to demand success. He sat to face his weakness, to admit, I am lost if I rely on myself alone. In that moment, the words of the Quran came alive. Verily, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. And suddenly, he understood his nafs wasn't the enemy. His nafs was a test, a mirror reflecting where he needed to grow. Sami didn't fight the nafs with anger. He didn't deny it. He acknowledged it. He whispered, you may tempt me, but I am not yours to control. He rose, slowly, shakily, but he rose. He performed wudu, he stood for Fajr, and he whispered his first sincere astaghfirullah of the day. Every tiny act of obedience, every moment he resisted, was a victory. Not perfection, not heroic strength, just persistence. Because the Prophet Muhammad said, the most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are consistent, even if small. Sami began to see his mornings differently. The nafs still whispered, but he had learned to smile at it. The battle wasn't about stopping the temptation entirely. It was about choosing Allah every single time, even when the nafs screamed louder than his heart. Discipline wasn't his own power. It was tawakkul, trusting Al-Qawi, the All-Strong, to guide him. Days turned into weeks. Small victories built momentum. Sami no longer hated himself for failing. He no longer measured himself by the fleeting temptations he resisted. He measured himself by how quickly he returned, by how consistently he chose Allah over comfort. And with each choice, his heart grew lighter, stronger, more peaceful. The nafs is not your enemy unless you let it lead. Every struggle, every temptation, every delay is a mirror, showing you where your strength truly lies. And every time you rise, pray, resist, and return, you win. So, ask yourself, will you let the nafs lead? Or will you choose to follow Allah, one morning at a time?